It's the Jacksonville Buzz. Amy West, Grant Smith, Adrian Houghton. From Studio 2 at Buzz TV, this is the Jacksonville Buzz.
Welcome to the Jacksonville Buzz. We have a phenomenal show today. We've got Scott Wagner from Eccella Smiles coming in.
And I'm looking forward to talking to Jared Graybeal from Superfit Foods. Should be a yummy segment.
And I can't wait for both of us to talk with Dr. Holly Hickman from Ponte Vedra Plastic Surgery about Botox, as well as I'll be speaking with Spencer Wanderon from Pure Hydration IV Spa. Stick around, it's going to be a great show.
Massage Envy revolutionizes your massage. Introducing See Me Boost, 6 highly concentrated serums with active ingredients that deliver skin-enhancing benefits for your entire body. Combine them with our new specially formulated massage lotions to offer skin-enhancing benefits to your massage experience. Discover your See Me Boost today, an innovative boost to your total body care routine, only at Massage Envy.
Greetings. I'm joined today by Jared Graybeal, an entrepreneur whose passion led to his founding a company specifically for healthy eating. Welcome, Jared.
Thanks for having me.
Superfit Foods. I mean, a great concept.
Thank you.
You are a corrective exercise specialist.
I am.
A professional nutritionist, and a fitness expert.
Thank you.
And I can see how all of that goes together. But what on earth motivated you to start a meal prep business?
Great question. So I can't take all the credit. I'm the sole owner now, but my former partner was sort of the one that motivated me to get into the space of meal prep. So kind of to make a long story short, I used to work for corporate health club chains as a general manager. I left that to work for small franchise training studios, and then I left that to open up my own gym. And so when that happened, I quit my job, moved back home, and the investor backed out. And so, yeah, it was kind of a crazy experience, very quick. And so when that happened, I started training one-on-one for the first time in years, just doing personal training. Right. I loved it. And Frank, my former partner, approached me at the gym and said, hey, man, you know, you're a business guy. You got to do something. You know that you don't want to train forever. And I was like, well, what would I do if I didn't open a gym? And he's like, well, what about meal prep? You seem to know what you're doing there with the nutrition side of things. And I thought, well, that'll be easy enough. And little did we know it's a little harder than we thought. But that's sort of how the inception of the idea. And then the next day I sort of came up with the name Superfit Foods. We went on to create the LLC in May of 2015. And it's sort of been
rolling and rolling.
Yeah.
So do you do specialized custom meals, dietary requirements, anything like that?
Yeah, great question. So that's when the idea was proposed to me, it was like, we can do that, but we've got to be different.
Now, I mean, healthy eating starts with children at school. Are there 5 tips that you can give our watchers to how to help children with healthy eating?
Absolutely. And these can really be like catered to everyone, but specifically for the kids. The first thing that I would recommend is that, you know, when school is starting and if you want your kids to eat healthy, you got to empty the pantry. And so that's sort of where it starts, you know, because most people usually they try to eat healthy, but we're human beings, and so we're imperfect by nature. Yeah. So if there's something unhealthy in the pantry, it's usually much more attractive than like the healthy stuff in the fridge or whatever. So you got to empty the pantry. Don't throw it away though. Donate it to a local shelter or something like that. The second thing is when you go grocery shopping, don't go hungry. And don't let your kids go hungry with you either, right? Because you're going to give in, you know, your kids. I'm not a parent, but I've been a kid, right? And so it's like I've been that nagging kid, like, let's get the Cheese Whiz or whatever, you know? And so don't go shopping hungry, and don't let your kids go with you if they're hungry too, because then you're going to get the Oreo Pop-Tarts instead of the...
Just feed them those grapes that you can find in there.
Fresh food, right?
Right.
Fruits and veggies as much as you can. And I know that's a common knowledge, but it's not commonly used. And so fruits and veggies are going to be some of the best brain food for your kids. And if you want them to be smart, you got to feed them well, because they're going to be paying your bills when you're older too.
That's for sure.
If they do it right. So that's 3. 4 is prep in advance, right? So I'm not a big fan of school lunches, and there's not a lot of healthy options at school. No offense to the public school systems, but that's just how it works right now. And so if you prep for them in advance, they're going to eat healthy stuff. And the 5th thing is, and I love talking about this, create happy memories around healthy food. And so what I mean by that is, like, everybody loves pizza. Well, most people love pizza. Pizza's good, but we love the memories that we associate with pizza. Usually eat it on a Friday at school. It's the last day of school before the weekend. So there's a lot of happy memories around pizza. Now, if you did the same thing with maybe a healthy wrap or vegetables and fruits, and you just always associate happy memories around healthy food, you can get your kids to love it way more. And it's not, we got to eat broccoli. It's, yay, we get to eat broccoli. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure that the audience want to know more about you, so quickly tell them.
Yeah, so you can find us on the website, www.superfitfoods.co, or follow us on Instagram at superfitfoods_foods, and you can find me, Jared Axel Graybeal.
And there we have it. I mean, I'm looking forward to some Superfit foods, so stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to your Amy West Travel Minute. I'm Amy West. Everyone likes to get away, but unfortunately, sometimes travel can be a little stressful. Here are my tips for making your next trip less stressful. First up, essential oils. Lavender is one of my favorite, and for centuries, it's been tied to relaxation. Just a drop on your pillow in your hotel or at the airport can create an environment that's much more relaxing. Next up, spa day. Consider this your permission slip to get that massage or facial the next time you're at the resort. Also, consider a stay well suite. We recently stayed at the Tampa Marriott Waterside Resort, and the stay well suite included vitamin C showers, essential oils, and also light therapy. The kids loved it, and moreover, we were all relaxed. Next up, rest up. You can't overestimate the power of a good night's sleep. I like to download a white noise app to block out the distractions of hotel noises that sometimes linger. Next, mindfulness. It's a buzzy word, but essentially it means disconnecting from distractions and tuning in to yourself. One of the ways that I do this is to look up on YouTube some guided meditations. So 10 or 15 minutes to yourself can really go a long way to help you relax on your trip. And finally, walk it off. A little activity may be just what you need to disconnect from the day's stress. This has been your Amy West Travel Minute. Find out more about this topic at amywesttravel.com.
Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. Today we'd like to welcome one of the top dentists in North Florida, Dr. Scott Wagner from Eccella Smiles. Welcome.
Thanks.
How are you?
Glad to have
Very
you.
well. Glad to be here.
We drug you out of the office to get you in here today.
Sometimes you got to sneak out.
Dr. Scott Wagner, tell us what separates your practice from all the others.
Oh, geez. There's a lot of great practices in the Jacksonville area, so I never want to be negative about anybody, and there's a lot of really talented dentists. I think the thing that's always important if anyone's looking to be different is obviously you want to shop around and for example, we have a lot of before and after shots and images on our website. And the challenge is yes, you can say you do this, you can say you're a cosmetic dentist, you can say you treat TMJ, you can say you do Botox, but really, do you do those things, and do you have proof in the pudding? Do you have examples of cases that like your mouth that you've done and treated and successfully made a huge difference for someone? Because anyone can hang up a shingle that says I'm a cosmetic dentist, and that means technically you put in tooth-colored fillings. Yeah. Well, I don't know that that's necessarily the way I would shop for someone to treat my own mouth, but that's we try and differentiate ourselves by using the best labs, the best materials, having the best technology. So I jokingly say I have an obscene amount of technology. Well, dentists like to be technology hounds, and you don't want to have a weak link. So I'm only as good as my weak link. If that's training of my team, if that's training of myself, if that's equipment or technology that we could do that could allow us to make the patient's experience better, then obviously that's a lot of the different ways that we try and separate
You
ourselves.
have some pretty advanced training, is that correct? You were discussing earlier the specific training.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Institute.
So LVI Global is the new I guess long-term name, because they have gone global. They have a training center now in Australia.
That's right.
They have one in Japan. They have one in Europe. So it's LVI for short. Las Vegas Institute for Advanced Dental Studies is what we've always referred to it as. But LVI is really the preeminent postgraduate dental training center in the world. It is unique in that not only are they training in a live, they're bringing in patients, which is unusual. Most training centers are going to say, all right, here's everything, here's how step-by-step of how you do it, and it's all a slide presentation for doctors.
Okay.
So it's not really a hands-on training center. Well, LVI is, and it's one of the few places in the world where you're literally bringing a live patient and they walk you through all these steps. Now, I've been going there since end of 2002, and I continue to go. And because honestly, if you're not staying ahead of the curve, you're really falling behind. There's just things are flying at rapid pace now.
Wow.
Yeah, and that obviously keeps you above and above. You continue to just excel, and when you put that many hours and flying out there, and I'm assuming you probably teach out there too.
Well, I taught for a few years,
Yeah,
and I made the election to not teach so I could be. It was a harder thing with my kids being so young, so I just decided to stay home. At some point in time, I'll go back to teaching. But
so when you have that much advanced training,
Right.
when you're in public, say you're in the airport, is it hard? Is it hard to look around the room?
we were joking about that earlier, that it's really hard when I travel or if I go to different places in public and I look around and I look at this person and go, oh, they're severe clinchers and grinders. You see big masseter muscles really swollen out, or if you've got somebody who's really well overweight and their head is leading. We jokingly say their head comes in the door first, because literally they're striving to breathe.
Wow.
If they're so overweight, they have probably obstructive sleep apnea, and they've probably worn down their teeth, they're clenching and grinding, and they're just trying to survive every day.
You've been a wealth of knowledge today. How can people at home get a hold of you and find you at Eccella Smiles?
So EccellaSmiles.com, E-C-C-E-L-L-A. It's an Italian word that means excellence or to excel, but EccellaSmiles.com or 904-834-3737.
Thanks so much for coming on. Amy,
Yeah,
it was great.
appreciate
Yeah, I'm super informed. Many
learned
more
a lot.
questions we'll be asking afterwards.
Sounds great.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. We'll be right back.
Greetings and welcome to Fashion Focus. My dream is to have a closet dedicated to shoes, but in fact, this season you really only need 5 specific types to get you through life. The first, pair of black pumps. They go with anything from jeans and a t-shirt to a power suit for work. 2, white sneakers, super comfy and can have a semi-sophisticated dressy vibe, especially when paired with more polished separates. And if the humidity is too high for sneakers, you need a pair of slip-on sandals to work for weekends and during the work week. Heeled sandals for more formal, but you don't want to wear those black pumps again. Sleek heeled sandals in a neutral or metallic shade will work with everything. And finally, ankle boots to keep those toes warm on cooler days, and the seasoned brown is as good as black. I'm Adrienne Houghton, and thank you for watching Fashion Focus.
Welcome back. I'm Amy West. We're joined in the studio today by Dr. Holly Hickman from Ponte Vedra Plastic Surgery. And Dr. Holly, you are so talented, and you were just telling me there's only 7% women that are actually that are surgeons in plastic surgery. Is that correct?
Absolutely. There's more men. It's kind of a rough road to go, I think, for women who are in medicine that want to have a family and have a life outside of a career as well. So not as many women choose plastic surgery.
Okay, I understand that. And it impresses me. One of the reasons I've actually recently started coming to you is that I had some interest in Botox, and which led me to your office. And I love coming to you because you are a woman, and your business does involve, you know, what you look like, because you represent your business. And with myself, my business is somewhat represented by my face, so there's a little bit of pressures there. So I felt like I could talk to you and you'd really understand where I was coming from. And that means a lot. So on the subject matter of Botox, Adrienne and I recently had a very stimulating conversation on air, discussing kind of the pros and cons and the social stigmas that we face as women, and whether to do or not to do Botox. So starting from the foundation of that, what exactly is Botox for people who maybe don't know or maybe have some misunderstandings?
Okay. So Botox is a toxin that is produced by a bacteria that actually binds to a receptor in your muscle and plate, to make it simple, basically making it so that you can't contract your muscle. And it's temporary. It takes about a week for it to take effect. And then after a few months, you regrow all those receptors, and then your muscle starts functioning again just as it was. And as far as safety, we've been using it for years, for over 20 years, for medical things like for sphincters or esophageal spasms, and now it's come in play with underarm hyper sweating, which is called hyperhidradenitis, and then also for migraines. And so there's many medical uses, so it's a very safe product.
Right. There
are things that you hear about when people use black market Botox, which is Botox that's not made by Allergan, which is the company that makes that, in a safe environment. But it's very safe. That's really not an issue to worry about. Really what the worry would be is whether you would
have a reaction.
No, not a reaction is exceptionally rare. I've been doing this for 10 years and I've never seen, if you look at the reactions, there are things where people are using it inappropriately. So as long as you're with somebody who has been trained and is confident in what they're doing, it's very safe. It's more the risk of being addicted to it, because once you do it, it's hard to not do it.
So I think there's a lot of people that maybe get confused between Botox and fillers. Is that?
Absolutely. So two totally different things. So fillers replace volume. Typically they're hyaluronic acid.
Oh, yes, I need the volume.
So that's what it is. As we age, we lose fat, particularly the fat in our face we'll start to lose. And so you become a little more drawn or hollow appearing. So by using fillers, which tend to last a lot longer, some are FDA approved for 2 years and some for a year, depending on what you're doing and which area you're putting it in. But when used appropriately, they can help you to age gracefully. You know, my philosophy is conservative and to age gracefully, not to look bizarre. We all know the people that look like they've been punched in the face, or they've got bizarre cheeks that just aren't natural, and they no longer look like themselves. So that's not something, in our practice that we endorse, but and that's what gives, I think, patients a bad kind of stigma to fillers, because they think, oh gosh, I don't want to look like that, I'm not doing fillers. But you can do it very conservatively, and I have filler in my face and I look just like I always have, just like I'm aging gracefully.
And I think that's a really important topic to bring up as well, and we were discussing it a little bit previously, is that people always kind of jump first to the extreme, and we were talking, you get a lot of like, look natural. Well, okay, there's a lot of stuff we as women do that's not natural. But I don't think anyone's out there going, I really want to color my hair and look super bizarre. No, we want to just maintain what we have and look as natural as possible while enhancing what we have.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
In reality, what people think when they think, oh, you've had work done, is extreme. When in reality, most of the people walking around, I mean, maybe I couldn't give you a percentage, but say 50% of the population has probably had some kind of work done. We have no idea, because they've gone to professionals like yourself that know how to apply it in a natural way. And to that end, I want to speak more to that social stigma, as we as women are often spoken to as, oh, don't get work done, you look great just the way you are. And you talked about the fact that Botox came out of something that was created for migraines and for other entities. So, to draw a comparison here, for Viagra, this was created first for cardiac reasons, right? And then they found a separate use for it. But you don't hear any men going, I don't want to put a toxin in my body, when it comes to their performance, So I would say, for the men out there who have something to say about, you should just be natural. Well, natural isn't always what we're going for, right? Like sometimes we want to maintain something that we have naturally that makes us feel good. So that's the comparison that I would draw there. But Dr. Holly, time goes by so fast. We're so happy that you came.
Thank you.
It's really just the
pleasure.
start of what you offer at Ponte Plastic Surgery.
Right.
And if someone wants to schedule an appointment with you and your talented services, how would they do so?
So you can go to our website at Ponte Plastic Surgery, pvps.com, and give us a call. All righty, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Dr.
Thank
Holly,
you.
and we'll be right back.
I'm Grant Smith and welcome to My Foodie Minute. Today we're going to talk about shopping for produce in season. Number one, it allows you to get the best flavor in your food, but number two, it allows you to change it up in the kitchen a little bit. So this fall, look for these fruits and vegetables wherever you shop. Winter squash, I'm talking about butternut squash now. Roast it and simply use it as a side dish with your dinners. Grapefruit, tangerines, and oranges, they're great for breakfast, but they're perfect for that weekend mimosa. Brussels sprouts, buy them on the stalk for peak freshness, but roast them with balsamic vinaigrette for their best flavor. And finally, dates. Stuff them with blue cheese, wrap them with bacon, and they make a perfect appetizer when you're having friends over. I'm Grant Smith, and thank you for watching My Foodie Minute.
And welcome back. We're joined in the studio by Spencer Wanderon from Pure Hydration IV Spa. Spencer, I have recently experienced the Pure Hydration full experience, and I'm a huge fan. But for folks out there who maybe don't know what an IV spa is, could you explain a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for having us on today. Pure Hydration is one of Jacksonville's premier spas. Our main goal is for our customers to leave Pure Hydration feeling more relaxed than they did when they walked in. With its soothing ambiance, it's a place for our customers to really kick back and relax while getting IV hydration therapy. So while with our private rooms, it's a place, like I mentioned, to relax. But we're not giving massages or facials like you would experience at a spa. We're giving IV hydration therapy administered by registered nurses.
Okay, and that's really important to know, because I think maybe some people, when they think about, a place where you go and a bunch of people are getting IVs, it can sound a little sketchy. From my personal experience, having gone in, my first time coming to you guys, you completely rescued me, because I'd gone out, girls' night, had a little fun. I wined before my liquor. I'm not one to drink a lot, but I was hurting the next day, and I had two major events to go to. One that I was hosting myself, and I was in a bad place, and you guys got me right in. I walked in. Within 20 minutes, I literally felt like a superhero. But aside from that, it was such a nice escape from my kids. It was such a relaxing environment. I came in, I was offered a LaCroix. I got to pick my own combination of the perfect vitamins and fluids that would make me feel better, and then I just got to relax.
Yep.
So that was incredible. What kind of IV concoctions can you cater to?
So our benefits are wide-ranging. Hangovers, first and foremost, are absolutely a big target demographic of ours. But the wellness benefits, we are holistic wellness. So whether you're looking for an energy boost, whether you're looking for migraine relief, athletic recovery, it all depends on the vitamins and medications that we're putting in that IV fluid that then absorbs at 100% within your skin. So when we when we put it intravenously is where you're getting 100% absorption. Drinking water or eating vitamins or eating vegetables, it's a great way to absorb fluids as well as nutrients, but you're really only maintaining about 30 to 50% of that nutrients as you're absorbing it through your GI tract, your skin, your tongue.
Wow.
You don't get 100% infusion as you would with an IV.
Okay, that's very important. And I've kind of explored different approaches to coming in and visiting. So the first time was definitely a recovery type of thing. But I wanted to see how does it improve my skin when I come? And from a wellness aspect, which is very important to me, I'm pretty active, so does it increase my performance when I go in and I work out? And you're getting actually a lot of athletes, is that correct?
Absolutely. I'd say about a third of our customers right now are coming in for athletic recovery. The muscles, what most people don't know is even mild dehydration can cause energy lack. It causes lethargic aspect of your body. Your muscles don't, it doesn't really you don't get as much blood flow as you would being hydrated. Okay. So coming in and getting IV hydration before or after a workout really recovers your body at a higher rate.
I definitely had that personal experience. I came in, I was very sore. I'm feeling old lately. My feet were hurting really bad, and I was going in to do a really aggressive martial arts training the next day. And so I came in, I was like, let's just see how this goes. So I got super hydrated. I got double bags, which you had recommended that I get an extra bag of hydration. And I got Toradol in there to help with any inflammation in my body. And I literally was like, spot on the next day. I felt so good. I performed the best I had. I wasn't cramping up. I wasn't suffering. Normally I'm beet red. I have to like take a little break because I feel faint. I mean, it definitely enhanced my performance.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, after about 20 minutes of receiving the fluids, you felt a little bit more mental clarity. You were a little bit more cognitive. You were a little bit more aware. When you are feeling a little bit dehydrated, your brain doesn't work. I mentioned every cell in your body is created from water, from your brain all the way to your hair. So having more fluids in you makes you feel a little bit lighter on your feet.
And you made a really important point about how our environment doesn't really help sustain hydration, even though we're in Florida where humidity is high, and a lot of us have wellness on the brain and we're trying to drink water, and that's what people have said to me. Can't you just like drink a bunch of water? Well, you can, but do I have time? I'm running around all the time. I'm chasing kids. My kids are always drinking my water. We're just, as a society, not hydrated enough. So this just really helps in a lot of ways.
Correct. And again, our main goal is for you guys to come and relax. This is a pure spa. It is a place to come and kick back and kind of leave everything behind, get away from the kiddos, get away from that midweek work escape.
Mm-hmm. I even have a friend, and she actually has twins, and she's breastfeeding them, and she comes in because it helps her milk supply, because you have to stay hydrated. So many reasons to come in, even if your first reason is because you're a little hungover. Pure hydration has so many benefits, and it really is the ultimate getaway. So how do people find you if they want to reach you?
We're located out in Jacksonville Beach on 9th Avenue North. If you'd like to go to our website, purehydrattionspa.com, you can go to our Instagram, Pure Hydration Spa, or our Facebook, Pure Hydration Spa Jax.
And you have a second location coming soon?
We do. News today on the Buzz interview. We've signed a lease to be out in 5 Points. We should be opening up mid-December.
All right, you got the scoop right here. Well, Spencer, we really appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.
Wird mir ums Herz so wohl. Ich schau ins tiefe Tal hinab ins schöne Land Tirol. Ich seh die weißen Nebel ziehen.
Thanks for joining us on the show today. It was very stimulating. It was good to finally sit down with Dr. Scott Wagner from Eccella Smiles.
And I really enjoyed talking to Jared Graybeal about Superfit foods.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed our conversation with Dr. Hollie. I've been learning even more about Botox and all the things that they offer there, as well as Pure Hydration Spa is still at the top of my list of things you must do in Jacksonville. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.